In 2002, one balcony moment turned Michael Jackson into a global headline for all the wrong reasons. Months later, Eminem turned that same scandal into a punchline. But while many fans felt humiliation, Jackson was quietly setting up a move that would flip the script. In the end, it left Eminem paying the price for every joke. How did the world's biggest pop icon end up literally owning part of his rival's success? The truth starts here. On November 19th, 2002, Michael Jackson stepped onto the balcony of Berlin's Hotel Adlon, holding his infant son in one arm as fans cheered below. Within hours, TV crews and paparazzi captured the moment from every angle. News outlets from CNN to the BBC replayed the footage on a loop, framing it as reckless and dangerous. Child protection advocates and parenting experts condemned the act, calling it a lapse in judgment. The image of Jackson dangling his son wrapped in a towel became an instant tabloid sensation, dominating headlines around the world. Editorials questioned his fitness as a parent and painted him as unstable. Jackson issued a public apology. He described it as a terrible mistake and said he got caught up in the excitement. But the damage was done. The balcony scene became a meme, shorthand for his supposed decline. For the first time in decades, the king of pop was no longer untouchable. He was exposed, vulnerable, and an easy target. Early 2003, Eminem was in Glasgow, Scotland for a tour stop. In front of fans and reporters, he stepped onto his hotel balcony holding a baby doll wrapped in a towel. With a grin, he dangled the doll over the railing, copying the same pose that had put Michael Jackson in headlines months earlier. The crowd erupted in laughter, and camera flashes lit the scene. For Eminem, this was classic territory, skewering pop culture moments with a bold, visual prank. Tabloid reporters snapped up the story, splashing images and headlines across UK papers. The stunt did more than tease Jackson. It cemented the Berlin balcony moment as a punchline in mainstream entertainment. Eminem's mockery turned a moment of public shame into late-night comedy fodder. And for the first time, Jackson's personal life became fair game for hip-hop's biggest provocateur. In September 2004, Eminem released his new single, Just Lose It. The track raced up the charts, but it was the music video that grabbed the world's attention. In October 2004, the video hit heavy rotation on MTV and other music channels everywhere. Eminem steps into a Michael Jackson look-alike costume, a red jacket, white socks, and a fedora, and he launches into a string of pointed jokes. His plastic nose falls off mid-dance, poking fun at Jackson's years of tabloid rumors about surgery. A stage stunt ends with his hair catching fire, a slapstick reenactment of Jackson's infamous 1984 Pepsi commercial accident. The parody does not stop there. Scenes nod to courtrooms and hint at the legal battles and allegations swirling around Jackson's name. For some, it was just another outrageous Eminem spoof. But the scale was different this time. The video's visuals and lyrics broadcast Jackson's most painful moments to millions, turning private struggles into public spectacle. Michael Jackson did not stay silent for long. On a Los Angeles radio call, his voice was steady but wounded. He said, "I have admired Eminem as an artist and was shocked by this. The video was inappropriate and disrespectful to me, my children, my family, and the community at large." He urged networks to pull the video. BET listened. Executives called it inappropriate and pulled it from rotation out of respect. MTV refused, defending the right to parody and keeping the video in heavy play. The outrage spilled into the streets. On October 21st, 2004, around 150 MJ fans, United members gathered in Times Square. They waved signs, chanted for an apology, and demanded music channels take the video down. Headlines the next day captured the mood. This was not just about a joke, but about dignity. Inside the industry, the response was just as sharp. Stevie Wonder, speaking on PBS, called out Eminem directly. He said, "That's kicking a man when he's down. I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's right." For many, Wonder's words landed hardest. The line between satire and cruelty had been crossed. In May 2007, Sony ATV Music Publishing, which was half owned by Michael Jackson, closed a $370 million deal to buy famous music from Viacom. Buried in that catalog were publishing rights to some of Eminem's biggest hits, including Without Me, The Real Slim Shady, and Just Lose It. This was not just a handful of tracks. The deal swept up more than 100,000 songs across genres. Every time those Eminem songs were played on the radio, streamed, or licensed, Sony ATV collected a share, and Michael Jackson earned a share as well. No diss track, no public feud. Just a business move that turned ridicule into revenue. And in a literal sense, Michael Jackson owned part of Eminem's publishing. The music industry runs on more than headlines and beefs. It runs on ownership. After the deal closed, every time an Eminem hit from the famous music catalog played on radio, streamed online, or landed in a commercial, a share of the publishing money flowed to Sony ATV. And half of that belonged to Michael Jackson. He did not control Eminem's masters or his creative voice, but he did control a piece of the profits. The same songs that once mocked him now helped pay him. In the end, the punchline flipped. The king of pop got paid every time Slim Shady made a hit. Ownership in music isn't just about control, it's about legacy and leverage. In today's streaming era, who profits from art still shapes power. Sometimes the quietest move echoes longest.